Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33 teachings for your past, present, and future. Good morning, everybody. It is the 17th of February 2025. I'm back in New Zealand and we've got another Monday mantra. So if you haven't got your journals out, do, because it's really important to remember that as you are listening to these Monday mantras, there's an activation taking place. There's a seed being planted. There's a shift happening, and that's just the nature of who I am, that is what happens when people are around me in some way. And I'm also on this journey with you. I listen and read the Monday mantras and apply it to my own life, because these Monday mantras are guided messages from my spirit guides through my personality to share with you through examples that are going on in my life, so that you know how to apply it into yours. Now, if you're listening to this on the Beacon app or on YouTube or on Spotify, it really enables me to create more resources for you. When you like, tag, subscribe, share, let people know this platform exists. So let's get into another Monday mantra for this week. And we always go back and recap the previous week, because all the Monday mantras transition into one another. I just break them down every week so that you can focus on one particular thing. But remember, going back and listening, going back and learning, it's very important because it all ties in. So as you know, if you've been following, I have been in India, and last week I set the Monday mantra as my vision is being expressed, karma is clearing, and crossroads meet. Karma is being cleared in the week before, which is still happening now. And so trying to steer clear of drama was so interesting, because there was drama. And for me, I could see how to apply that, because the drama was in emotions, because my family live overseas. It's always very hard to leave. It was dramatic because everyone was upset and there was crying. And when I got home, I am still feeling very out of sorts, and like I don't know what direction to go in and how to make decisions in my life. And as you know, that inner child energy, I've been around my mother who's been making decisions for me. And it was a very interesting thing, because it's so much deeper than what is actually going on. And so steering clear of drama was me knowing that, okay, this is just what's happening. I can observe this and feel the emotions, but I don't need for it to take over until I feel more settled when I get home, which is the process that I'm going in now, because I'm needing to take a new path. Because when you travel, it changes you. And I've had spiritual experiences as well as just everyday experiences while I've been away. An answer you've been waiting for is on the horizon. It's a final call regarding something significant in your life. I know what that is for me. We're kind of getting to this point energetically where we know what we need to do. It's now having the courage and the bravery to do it. And these decisions may not be easy ones. And they're also, like, Spirit's telling me now, for your decisions not to be tainted by the past, meaning that in everything that we do, there's going to be a blessing and a curse, right? It's like with anything that we do, there's going to be the pros and the cons. And so we need to come back to that. What is it that I need to know now? What is it that I need to do? And allow that answer through the sign or the clear messaging to really direct you. Because I know lots of us have been seeing signs, and I have too, but because I've been in this bit of a daze, because I've been traveling and then coming home and feeling a bit lost and directionless until I find my feet again, it's really hard to apply the signs. It's really hard to apply it, because it's almost like there's a resistance that is preventing us from doing that. And that's where we need to look at, well, what is that resistance? Am I being dramatic? Am I trying to sabotage? Am I not embracing the inner child that has inspired action, to keep that curiosity alive, to wonder what will unfold next by wondering through the next direction to see what will come next, rather than being fearful about it. And I could see all of the fears and all the triggers coming up for me last week, because around family, leaving family, they're upset, I'm upset. All of those type of things were triggering inner child stuff. And also I could see karma playing out because there were things that I wasn't going to participate in and things that I was like, I've seen this behavior before, and this was other areas of my life also. And I'm talking about myself too, observing my behavior and knowing like I've seen this part of you before, Gaia, just need to ride through the wave. Strong love and connections are on the way, stirring feelings related to heartbreak and love, particularly with Valentine's Day approaching. And so, as I mentioned to you, I'm talking about Valentine's Day not because it's Valentine's Day, but because there's so much focus on Valentine's Day where people have expectations and they can be hurt, or people can receive all the goodness and the gifts and everything. Valentine's Day, I was not feeling very lovable. And so this is why I was looking at what pain am I feeling, because I know that I was feeling collective pain. I was just very heightened because I was tired from all the traveling. So how are you feeling around love and connections? Like, was it a heartbreak feeling of disappointment, of hurt, of breaking connections? And how were you able to find a connection or a bridge back? Because I had to figure out how to bridge back to that point of love. And that can be self-love also. Experiencing love in all forms, being patient with how it manifests. When things are predicted for us, like if we've been to see a psychic or a medium, things can take a lot of time. And I'm talking about physical time here on earth, because it's being prepared. And that's the feeling that I'm getting. It's like all the preparation. That's why when I said earlier, it's like something you've been waiting for is coming. But you know how it's that whole thing of when we reach something or when we get something, it's like, when you listen to movie stars who are enlightened in some way, where they say, we're multi-millionaires, but we're not happy. Like, it doesn't do anything for you. It's kind of like you think you reach there, that you're going to feel different, but you don't. And so that's the thing that's coming up also. It's like, I thought when I had this, I would feel a certain way, but I don't. So really check into that and see how you can build the bridge back to love, because pure love can take many shapes, and maintaining an open and loving heart will attract positive energy like a magnet. The 11th, which was, can't remember what day it was last week, Tuesday, I think it was. It was Thaipusam, which is a very big festival. Yes, it was Tuesday. A very big festival in my culture. And I talked about that not because you needed to participate in the festival. I didn't either. But energetically, it made a lot of sense with what the energy was, where we're being devoted to the acts of needing to be burdened by certain things to get to a certain point, and whether it should feel like a punishment or whether it's leading us to something greater, and knowing that things are physically demanding and spiritually demanding, but when we're devoted, when we have offerings of gratitude, or this is why sometimes we give gifts, whether it's through affirmations by saying something positive to someone or to ourselves, or offering to the ocean, or offering to whoever your gods are, nature gods, whoever you pray to. That's why I say always keep your faith, whatever that is. Spirituality is not about choosing a religion. It's about having your faith in whatever. And it's an opportunity through this festival to be able to seek the blessings to fulfill vows. So vows can be another word for goals, if that feels better for you, and express gratitude towards the personal achievements, even though when you get there, it might not feel like what you thought it would feel like. We are human. We're also devotees of the divine. We're here to rise from the ashes, and it really has felt like that for me over the last couple of days, adjusting back to my life here. And sometimes life does feel like a bit of a punishment, but really it's here to make us stronger. It's here to make us learn. It's allowing us to really heal karma that we may not be knowing that we're healing it for somebody else in the family or for the future generations. And so the action last week was to choose your path at the crossroads and heed the signs. And my path was, because, the inner child in me is going, am I living too far away from my family? But then I know that I don't want to live where they live. And, it was like a real crossroads. Like I'm having to say goodbye and follow my life and follow my path. So that was what it was for me. And then receiving signs to let me know that, no, you have made the right decision about where you live. And so this week, that crossroads energy is still there. It's like, there's a break in the road, and it's like you're being asked to choose the direction, even if it doesn't feel like a conscious choice. You might be feeling forced into something, but sometimes when we're energetically coerced into things when something happens, we're rejected, or where something doesn't turn out the way that it is. That's important information for us. As the week went on, I shared my experience at the Moti Dangri Ganesha temple in Jaipur, where I was at the time. And I loved it because, when you went there, it was a very beautiful area. And I didn't share this other post because the pictures didn't do it justice. Another post of a place in that area, which was a Shiva temple. And the Ganesh temple, when you got there, it's like a 500-year-old temple. It's so funny because like I mentioned to you last week, it's wedding season in India at the moment because the weather's really nice there. And there were new couples coming in to be blessed by Ganesha. There were motorbikes without rego plates that have just been purchased, people coming to get their vehicles blessed because, obviously they're going to be traveling on the roads, which is dangerous. There were new babies there coming to be blessed. And the Ganesha mantra was playing really loudly when you walk into the temple. And it was a beautiful experience. And I remember taking off my shoes with my mum and my tour guide and leaving them with a gorgeous little Indian girl who was looking after all the shoes so that you could walk into the temple without, the dirt on your shoes, because that's how I was raised also, but Hindu temples are like that as well. And I just thought, how interesting that I'm here at the Ganesha temple at this time for this new beginning, because everyone there was at this new direction, this new crossroad. It's like we've changed and we're moving into this other direction. So when I walked in and I saw just thousands of red strings that are blessings and vows and goals and wishes with the little tiny shells attached to them, and they were all people obviously coming there and making a vow to Ganesha. I will contribute this, I will look after my partner, I will raise this child, I will, whatever it is, have all tied just layers and layers of these red strings with the shell on it, on the railings of this temple. And I've not seen anything like that before. The red string and all that I'm familiar with in my culture, but not seen it tied in so many layers over how many years of people coming there for their dreams to come true and their obstacles being released. And that's what's happening with you and I now. As I talk about this, it's like I'm adorning you with that red string of the vow that you're going to be making, or what you've made, and allowing the conch to summon you. And this is why I knew that I had to wait to put that meditation up, and it was scheduled to go up just at the perfect time as I was going to this Ganesha temple. And so this amazing experience is why I shared part of my trip with you, so that you could get the energy of it all. I think someone sent a message, and I'm so sorry because messages come in and they just disappear because I don't know which platform sometimes they're showing up on. But someone said, I've seen so many pictures of people put things up, but I just get so much energy from yours. And because my intention when I take the pictures or videos, like I'm naturally quite a private person in many ways, but I know that when I go on these journeys, I'm going on them not just for me, but for all of you that are on this journey with me in some way. The soul progression card that came up last week was the forgiveness card. And forgiveness can be incredibly challenging, especially when we are hurt or triggered into hurt. And like I said, I was triggered in all different ways last week, even guilt from, leaving family and coming back. But each of us possesses the power to harm or bring others down if we choose. But how can we end the cycle of pain and karma, be healed without forgiveness? So what were you triggered with last week? Was it guilt? Was it fear? Was it wanting to take someone down? And how could you forgive that, even if it's just forgiveness within yourself? When making decisions, we often encounter an opportunity cost, a sacrifice we make. And that's really what a vow is versus a goal, isn't it? Like with the Thaipusam festival, the burden, I should have shared a picture about it actually, I'll try and find one. The burden or the kavadi that they carry on their shoulders with like I can't think of the word right now, but it's like adorned with various things. It's like a heavy thing. It's like, I vow that if I get this, then I'm going to be contributing this or whatever. So a vow is a little bit different to a goal because you're making a difference in some way and you're having an opportunity cost, a sacrifice that we make in the pursuit of what feels right for us. However, embracing forgiveness transforms our journey, and it really does. Sometimes, I'd beaten myself up about a couple of things, and then you need to come back to that place of self-forgiveness. By forgiving, we expand our wings and create a path rich with possibilities, and we really do, where we'll find the support and companionship of those who truly matter. I'm hearing now that some of us have been closing people out, and you might not be doing this consciously. So really think about what you need to forgive, even if it's in yourself, that's closing people or opportunities out. Okay, so because when I said that, I could hear Spirit say that to me, is that some of you watching this are closing people out, like not allowing things in to fully finish or fully embrace the new path. A significant gathering is on the horizon. Friends, family, and loved ones will come together for you and with you. And I saw this the day that I was leaving. It was very sad. But when I got home, I could see a smaller gathering, but a gathering of my friends who are welcoming me home and all of those things. The key to navigating this new chapter and clearing the way lies in profound forgiveness, including forgiving yourself. Embrace this journey of healing. It will lead you to greater freedom and connection. As we move through, I shared some of my pictures at the Taj Mahal. And that was a very, very beautiful experience because I'd never been there before. Obviously, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. My mum had been there before with her mother, and we were recreating a memory as mother and daughter for me and her, because obviously those of you who've been following me for a while know that my grandmother passed away not that long ago. And so when we got there, it's the most amazing, awe-inspiring building, but the energy that I felt there, because some people actually said, "Oh, you're going to visit a tomb?" And while it's just such a place of love and peace because of the intention it was built for. Like when Shah Jahan built it, he built it because he loved his wife so much, and he created a mausoleum that brings the world to it to show, this is how much I loved my wife, this is how I've commemorated her, and she will be remembered for always and forever because of people wanting to come and see. So when I was there, I didn't feel, oh, I'm in a place of death. I felt like I am here during this week of Valentine's Day to experience pure love in a different way. So the Taj was, if any of you are planning to see it, or you're not sure about it, go and see it. It's really so much more than the pictures on the internet depict, because you have to be there to feel the energy. And so I wanted to share that pure love that Shah Jahan had for Mumtaz Mahal, because he created that. And then seeing their tombs next to each other, it brings that connection of that all that type of love is possible if we allow it, and we're in that receptive mode to be able to bring that bridge, a water bridge that connects one heart to the other. It's like that fluid energy coming from our heart to somebody else, and it may not even be a loving relationship. That's why when Spirit said some of you are preventing things from coming to fruition, like fully engaging, because there's something that's still closed up. An enduring power of love is what we're trying to create and come back to, because with pure love we don't need to do anything. It is just there. It's just that all our traumas have prevented us from being able to receive and therefore give more. Your extended meaning of the Monday mantra. Choosing a path requires preparation, and preparation doesn't mean physical preparation 100%. It's also the energetic preparation. Something is happening elsewhere, and therefore we need acceptance and, above all, trust, which is so hard sometimes. When your vision emerges, so when you actually get what you want, be devoted to it. And it's not that you're not prepared to do the thing. Somewhere inside of you, there's something that's blocked. There's something that needs forgiveness. There's something that needs to be reconnected, so that you can understand that when unexpected turns happen, because that is life, the unexpected turns could be the feeling of like, oh, is this how it feels? Like, I wasn't expecting this. Or, oh, people are taking so long. It's offering us an opportunity for growth and a renewal of faith to be that child and be like, let's see what happens. So what signs are guiding you right now, assuring you that you're on the right track, even if you've got what you want, but it still fully hasn't come into fruition yet? And what karma is being resolved on this journey, and who is it for? Like, I could see the dynamic between me and my mum and dad, like what was going on, like who was healing who and what was being triggered in all of us because we were together as a family, and then now the children are separated from the parents. So very interesting energies at the moment. Now remember, I'm always here for you, and I know that you all understand this, but I do tend to repeat this because we do get people that get upset because I'm not available sooner, or that I'm not seeing a million people. I physically am doing all that I can to create resources to support you all in some way. That's why the app exists, because I set your homework and you've got meditations to choose from. And just to let you know, those of you who've been with me right from the beginning, things grow and change and evolve. As more resources come in, I'm able to invest back in the app because I don't charge very much for the app, and therefore it takes longer to make changes because I don't have a whole heap of money coming in to throw back in there. But I am working with IT on some amazing changes and upgrades for the app. And so as that happens in due course, I will share with you, but there are things coming that's going to make the user experience better, the look, all of those things. So it's going to be very cool. And it's only $60 a year to be a part of the app. There are no other apps like this where there's a healer there sending homework, because it's me that does it. I'm the one that's like, screenshotting and uploading and doing all of those things. So if you need any help becoming a member, we have the external link, soul33@gmail.com. If you're needing a mini reading or a personalized meditation or to go on a wait list, it's always the right time when you receive your things and when you get your sessions. And yeah, thank you for your patience is all I want to say. Thank you for just being here with me, because as you know, I just show up as myself to share with you what I need to know also for the week that we're in. Okay, this week's Monday mantra: phases of peace will unfold. Phases of light say yes to shine bright. Phases of peace will unfold. Phases of light say yes to shine bright. This week, there's an opportunity for higher learning. So whether that be higher learning means you could be studying something, you could be upskilling, you could be learning something through life experiences, you could be activating and enhancing your spiritual gifts, or even everything's a spiritual gift, even if you're a mathematician, because that knowledge is coming from somewhere. So it's like there's an enhancement of what you do now, okay, and what you're doing now. And remember, the opposite of the Monday mantra would hold true too. So meaning that phases of chaos will come in, and phases of light being dimmed are going to come in as well. So I just focus on all the positive things, because I'm not here to, I don't bother about the other things. I just focus on what I can focus on, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do also. So opportunity of higher learning to activate and enhance your spiritual gifts, which encompass everything. And remember, spiritual gifts aren't solely limited to those in the healing arts. Everything you do in your career can be viewed as a spiritual gift. The wisdom has carried over from previous lifetimes. Nature spirits and spirit guides are going to be encouraging you this week to speak your truth from the depths of your heart. So you want to cultivate as much peace in your mind as possible. And my mind has been chaos. Like, I haven't been able to sleep. One, jet lag from all the different time zones, but also like I need to make decisions. What am I doing next? Where is the path asking me to go? So find peace. So let me know below and in the group chat, how are you going to bring yourself to peace this week? What brings you peace? Because we're going to need it in order to be able to see the clearer path. The guidance that comes in this week through nature spirits, through hearing spirits speak to you, through messages you might be receiving, through people around you, is going to help you navigate the past, painful triggers stemming from old betrayals, and that may cause the mind to race, and embrace the transition towards prosperity that lies ahead. So the word phase is really important this week. This week we're in the waning gibbous phase, okay? And the waning gibbous is really about coming back to that space of being introspective, coming back to that place of knowing what you're doing. It's it's turning down. And I just keep seeing, like when I just in the car and whatever, I was like seeing spirit going, turning things up. It's like those dimmers that you have on lights, and we have some here where you turn it up for the light to be really bright and you turn it down, but we're waning at the moment. We're winding down to find peace. And so therefore, when you speak anything, whether you're speaking it to yourself or to others, ensure it's coming from your heart, from a clear mind, from peaceful energy. Even if you're hurting in some way or frustrated or someone's agitated you or something, it's a transition, a phase, moon phases, light phases, a phase in your life. So if you're going through difficulty, knowing that this is a phase that is happening for you to learn higher learning. You are being entrusted with a key to newfound responsibilities. What does that mean to you? I'm interested to know. Ones that you can feel proud to carry. Remember the kawadi thing I was telling you about for the festival last week, where people carry those heavy burdens on their back and walk for miles because it's a vow that they've taken to Lord Murugan as like, if I do this, it's because I'm going to be contributing or giving something back to God or whatever. So what key to a newfound responsibility are you given, and that you are proud to carry as part of your service, but you don't need to see it as a burden? Seek and you shall find. You hold the power of freedom within you. Continue to move forward. This is not a time to give up, even though sometimes it can feel like the last straw on the camel's back is going to cave in, but trust that you will find your way. There's a lot of water directing us, water clearing us, cleansing us. I even had a very profound dream, which I'm going to record as a meditation over the next little while when it feels right, and share it with you, because it was quite amazing. And it was a deceased spirit friend that came through to conduct that healing for me. Trust in the flow, navigate your steps, knowing that the journey may include both rapid currents and gentle drifts. So this week's homework that I've set is like peace transfusion and coming back to your sovereign soul, and motivation for yourself, and insights, and priority wound healing, all of those. So I want you to take a moment right now to just close your eyes if you're not driving, and if you are, just listen, because I'm giving you the integration that you need to fully activate this week's Monday mantra. Knowing that with everything, there's always going to be a blessing and a curse, but the curse does not have to be a burden. It's an opportunity for higher learning. Allowing yourself to be a reflection of what you want to see, and connecting with nature spirits and let them show themselves to you. Nature spirits can be anything in the form of nature, but also connecting to loved ones that have passed. Knowing that as the moon is in waning gibbous, that you're coming back to a place of graceful movement, knowing that you are protected and any triggers are cords being cut for you, so that you can come back to that place of being fully divinely intelligent, knowing that you are rising up to honor your sovereign soul, and that steps are being given to you in order for you to dance with the universe and allow yourself to come back to your natural form, which is not so in your mind, but trusting your body, trusting your soul to navigate and show you the way, because it's the souls of all the other beings that we cannot see or that we know have passed that are helping to support us this week. Remember, I'm always here for you. If you need some assistance in some way or support, thank you for your patience and the replies that Kieran sends to you. The email is soul33@gmail.com. And to fully integrate this week's Monday mantra, phases of peace will unfold. Phases of light say yes to shine bright. So I want to ask you, what needs light being shone on it? Like, where do you need to shine the light in your life? Where do you need to shine bright? Now, when I'm talking about this, I'm also feeling something needs to be exposed. So you might need to say something that shines the light in certain areas where it has been dark. So if you know what that is, let us know if you're happy to share, because remember, the sharing helps other people. but really think about that and really think about the words that I've used. Phases, peace, unfolding, light, saying yes, shining bright and not being afraid to do that. Until next week.